Buffs Nation? We are back at it with another victory, of course. Buffs moving to 3-0. And I mean, what better day for another story time, right? And I'm seeing everybody in the comments, and I will do my best moderating as I can, bringing up the right comments to show everybody what's up. But man, this is really starting to feel like family time. Am I right? This is just awesome. So of course, Colin was on vacation, but now he's back and he's got a lot to talk about. He's got a lot to share. We'll hear from about his vacation to Mexico. We'll hear a little bit about, what his thoughts are from this past week and going into the Oregon game. But without further ado, let me bring on the great Colin Moore. How is it going?
What's good, man? Hey, appreciate you having me on again.
Absolutely. It's always a thrill. It's always a pleasure. I love story time. And so if y'all love story time, make sure you're hitting that like. And we'll be getting this going. But let's start off. How was your vacation?
Listen, the vacation was good, but what I realized while I was on the cruise is I'm not a cruise type of person because this is my third cruise. So technically, what's happening is they take me on a boat, aka a moving hotel. All they want me to do is eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I guess a late lunch if you're still up. Well, late dinner if you're still up. Then they didn't have no soda. I had to pay extra to drink soda. You would think they would have soda, but they got lemonade. Lemonade ain't even fire like that. What else? What else they had? Sweet tea, which y'all know I don't drink. And then they had water and they had apple juice. So when I get on, my wife like, don't eat yet. Let's just wait till we get on the boat to eat. So I get on the boat and they serving food. I'm like, I don't want this mess. Like they eat stuff that I don't even eat. So then I said, okay, let me go get a hamburger. The hamburger, the fries was popping. Now, I ain't gonna lie, the fries was popping. But the hamburger, I ate the hamburger and pizza every day because that was the only thing that felt okay to eat. But it was bland. I had to salt up the hamburger. And I'm thinking to myself, man, why am I on this cruise? Then I never ask. I normally never ask when we would get to the location. So I said, okay, let me find out when we get when we making to Mexico. They say it's Saturday. I'm like, well, dog, what we doing all Thursday and all Friday? We just riding on the ocean. I don't care about being on the ocean like that. Get me to the spot. Got to the spot now. We in Mexico. Guess how long I'm in Mexico? Just that fast. I was there and gone. And I only went to the beach. I said to myself, I told myself, listen, I ain't doing this again unless my wife want to. That's the only way I'm getting on there. Hey, yeah, exactly. That's the only thing I ate. The only thing I ate. So, man, I'm thinking, what? Why am I on this cruise? All right, then it gets closer to and I got my nieces, my nephews, I got my in-laws. I got a lot of people on there, right? So my kids want to play and run around. And I'm like, man, it's a whole lot of people on there. But then you start seeing people over and over because you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like that is
like summer camp, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Then it was like you got the comedy shows, but then how you go to a comedy show and then drop your kids off. So it just was. Then I went outside to the pool, right? My kids didn't want to go to the pool so bad. I sat out there and I got rotisserie gold out there, boy. I was just baking. And then I had my son with my baby boy. So he got in the water a little bit, but then when he got out, we just sitting there, we both baking. I got scared. I said, oh, shoot. Let me get him some water. So he drinking water and I'm drinking water. We trying to survive. I say, man, I'm going to go to sleep. I went and my wife, she left us and she tried to get an attitude to leave. I'm just going to leave because you got me doing too much. So she left. So I come and then I take all the kids back with me and we went to the room and I think we ended up falling asleep. She come back in hours later. Oh, I had went to sleep at the room, and I rested up, and I'm sorry how I acted. And I was thinking, man, you left me out there to Bake City, and now you sorry. Like, so I figured out halfway on that cruise, this ain't for me. I need to get there, enjoy Mexico, then come back home. Not sit on the bus to go round and round, the bus on the wheel go round and round. That's what it felt like. So, oh boy, now this when my night started. We sitting down and the game come on. I asked my wife, can I go watch it? She was like, yeah, you can watch it. So I'm like, all right, cool. Go watch it. So turn on the game, and the Florida game just going off. Yeah. Hey, man, I ain't with it no more. They can have the cruise. So the game, the Florida game just went off, and Andre was having, and the Colorado game come on, right? I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna really trip. Then it's people trying to talk, everybody talking.
Did anyone recognize you there?
No, nobody. They were reading my shirt. They kept reading my shirt, but excuse me, they didn't know who I was. So we sitting there watching the game, and when Shiloh picked that ball off, boy, I hollered so loud that it was two girls behind me, and everybody standing there calm, yeah, you know, before that play. And I'm like, yeah! And then, man, listen, both the girls jumped. I could see them out of the corner of my eye jumping. And I was like, I didn't mean to scare him, but I was excited that he picked it off, and then he ran it back. So initially, I thought we was finna beat the brakes off of him then.
Yeah.
It didn't go like that. Then they said Travis Hunter fumbled, which we couldn't overturn it because we could never get a clear look at what happened. So I'm like, Regina E. So we could never get a clear look at it. So I'm like, man, God, dog. Then they got up. So I got nervous. I'm like, man, I don't want to lose to them. If we don't take an L, I don't want it to be to them because we need 3 wins going into the next game. We need that. So I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, man, Lord, I don't know how this game gonna go, but if it's your will for him to win, and now if we lose, we need to go dominate these next 2 games and get these wins. Now, Lord, if that's how you want to do it, we can do it that way. But if not, I don't know how you want to do it, but we need this win. So I'm like, hey, look, hey, Ryan, it be like that. So listen, we sitting on there, and I'm antsy, like, man, this is crazy. So when we make it to halftime, everybody that was watching the game kind of clear out. And then my son, my baby boy, now my daughter is 10 and my son is 8. And then, you know, I got my baby boy 1. He the only one wanted to watch the game with me. Ball, yeah. I said, now I got 2 kids who don't even want to watch ball, but I got my baby boy, he locked in. So we both locked in. Ball. So as we sitting there and the game go to halftime, I got this drunk dude come up there. Oh man, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck wood?
Oh, no.
And I was like, bro. So I said, I'm finna use a technique my friend gave me. I had a friend when we was growing up, his name was Walt Smith. You could stand right next to him and ask him a question, and he'll act like you ain't answer. You can say, hey, Walt. Now Walt is right here. You could touch Walt's shoulder. Walt, did you hear me? And Walt will still be looking straight ahead.
Man, he's gone.
Won't say nothing. No, he just won't say nothing. He just ignore you like, bro, stop talking to me. So the drunk dude kept talking. He was like, man, I'm from Clearwater, man. Golly, man, he said, man, I got this Listerine in my body. You want some of that Listerine, man? You want some of that Listerine? So I told him no the first time. I'm like, bro, no, I don't want no Listerine. I don't want no drink. I'm good. All right. He came out like, hey, man, you want some of that drink, man? Hey, man, I knew you want some of that drink. I want wood, back wood. You know, I got good wood. So I'm like, bro. Then he said, well, I just got to tell y'all, Colorado gonna lose this one. They gonna lose.
No, now he's trolling you.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, why I got to hear him talk? I want to get up and move, but I didn't want to be mean. So I sat there, and then he kept asking me, man, do you want some of this drink, man? Like, bro. So I stopped saying no. I started doing the Walt Smith to him. And he said, he still kept asking me. Then he said, well, I guess dude didn't hear me. Dude is focused on the game, man. So I like, bro, like, who could be this drunk? Then who could be this drunk during the game, man? Like, just out of there. So
Did he piss at the bar?
Huh?
Did he piss right there? Did you just piss standing up like they do sometimes?
He kept asking crazy questions, just crazy questions. I'm like, man, who stuck this dude by me? Then there was people who was talking with sense. Then he would have a question like every few minutes, just all kind of questions. Like, bro, come on, man. So the game got back started. We rolling in the game, and it's a nail bite. I'm like, this is crazy. Then Shador gets the ball, and Shador is driving them down. The last 1 minute to go. I'm like, man. And I'm nervous because I'm like, okay, we got to score. Then on top of scoring, we got to get the 2-point conversion. So I'm like, oh, man, I wish I was at the game. Maybe this wouldn't be happening like this. Then, check this out. Y'all know how at different points of the game, I have my different thoughts about how I can help them win, right? Well,
just
this
like
time, I'm sitting in the chair. I wanted to lean up and look at the game like this, but I couldn't because I said if I lean up, we might lose. So I had to sit in my chair and just sit there. And I couldn't really move because I was like, if I move and get out this spot, we might lose. So I couldn't get out my spot. So I was like, all right, okay, I gotta ride this side. Can't do nothing too hard. I put my hands on my head this time. I ain't getting no knee. I'm just gonna ride this spot out. And every time I did this, I said, oh. So I kept getting back in my spot so we could win. As Shador driving down, and he fling that ball to the side, I'm like, man, who over there? Jimmy called it. When Jimmy called it and cut back under, and that number 11 slid out, and we dived up in his zone, I'm like, yes. But then you thinking, we got to get the 2-point conversion. Yep. If we don't get that, it's a wrap. So, man, when he throw that ball to Mike, boy, I'm loving it. I'm like, yes, OT, baby. Let's get. I almost thought we was gonna drive down and kick a field goal because we stopped it.
I did too.
Yeah, I thought we was gonna drive down and score, but we didn't. So, man, that was my trip right there, man. I will not be on a cruise if I go on a cruise again. Y'all know my wife told me it was mandatory because they could have a cruise. That's like a hotel on water. I like to go places. I can't sit in one area the whole time. Not like every single day. You only do that when you're sick. When you're at the house, you're like, that's 1 day. 2 days. 3 days. You don't just sit nowhere all them days like that. So that's how I went, man. It was a nail biter to the end. I'm talking about I stayed up the whole entire time.
So you must have been up till what? Your central time out there, right? So it must have been 2:30 in the morning?
I think it got done around 1:40, 2 o'clock my time. Yeah. Something like that.
Man.
Yeah, and then I ain't go to sleep about 2:30. Now I was, man.
Yeah. I was up late too, man, and I kind of napped on and off most of the day yesterday. Before we talk a little bit more about the game, I gotta ask you, with this cruise, they didn't have you. They didn't ask you come on and be a contestant in any of those game shows or nothing. I mean, you'd be perfect for that.
They had stuff, but we had 1,000 nieces and nephews, and man, you couldn't get to do nothing, man. It was the kids ran me. They ran me. They ran the show. Daddy here, daddy here, daddy there, daddy here, daddy there. Man, it was their show. I say, man, I told my kids we ain't doing this no more. We flying straight to the destination unless it's another family outing. If it ain't a family outing, we going to the destination. Forget that.
Oh man. Well, hey, maybe is it true that maybe you're more of just a mountains guy than a beach guy now? Or
no, I love my beach now. Hey, I'm the mountains, the beach. I'm wherever I can get there and get back. I don't gotta sit there and wait. Listen, We was in Mexico. I probably got off the bus, the ship, at about, let's say, 11 o'clock. I was getting driven back at about 12. No, 1:30. We was getting driven back. Now, the only thing I realized was the salt water there burned my eyes more than the salt water in Florida. And what else I learned was they dirt is different than what they sand is different than our sand. They sand was like, it's a different kind of sand. We done seen it before, but you only see it in like glass type items. You know the thing where you could put your hand in something and it like that? It's like that type of sand. It was different. I had never seen that type of sand before. But yeah, man, I was in Mexico for that much. I say now they got me on the water all this time to be in Mexico like that. They crazy. I say, nah, I ain't doing that no more. Now, if you ain't never went on a cruise, yes, get you a cruise in. You done hit by 3, you kind of know where you at now. You know where you at.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Man, well, let's talk a little bit more about the game. You know, what was going through your mind, man, when you, because we saw it early. Anytime this offense got a little bit of momentum, boom, player down, injury. 3 plays later, boom, same player down, injury. And then we saw, you know, some of these unnecessary roughness shots, these cheap shots. What did you think when this game was going on? I need to know what was going through your mind.
I couldn't understand number 8. First, number 8 making a lot of plays on defense. I'm like, God, oh. Then he injury every drive we get rolling. I'm like, bro, get your butt out the game if you this hurt. Get out the game. Like you making me get mad and I ain't even in the game. Like, what you doing? Then I guess he got tired of doing. He told old boy, hey, you do it now. I done played injured 3 straight plays. You go 2, and then Jimmy go 1, and then I come back and get the other ones. It was like they were just passing around. I'm going 3 in a row, and then you get 2, and then you get 1. Like, bro, chill out. But it was wild, man. I couldn't understand why they kept doing it, but they was up. That's why I ain't understand. They was up.
Yeah,
they was up.
Most definitely. It was such an odd game because, you know, we kind of started out a little slow like we did. Of course, you know, Shiloh had that awesome pick 6, you know, to start the game, which was great. But again, our offense was a little slow getting started. But man, it was such a bummer to see Travis take that hit. I was doing a watch along with Big Dog. And man, I was scared he broke his ribs. I was really worried that, you know, have you ever kind of taken a hit like that? Have you ever lacerated your liver? What does that feel like?
No. I ain't get none of that. Now, I done been bammed. I got bammed maybe 3 or 4 times in my life where I really remember the bam. Like they hit you so hard you spin around. Like you was going one way, but when you get up, you facing a whole nother direction. I done got hit like that, but I ain't. And it was ones where you got to have your head on a swivel. But I was wishing he would have saw it because it was like the DB saw it. The DB kind of got back, but it was like he didn't see it and he just caught it. And I wish he didn't catch it. But to me, I believe this happened. Well, listen, I already know God saw what was coming early. So I believe this in the bigger schemes for us. Now Oregon, they don't know how to get ready without a Travis Hunter. Your whole game plan was with Travis Hunter in it. Now it's how do you go about it? I think that really benefit us. I know that sounds crazy. I want Travis to heal up, heal fast, and get rolling. But in some ways, I think it's bigger than just ball. I think there's more to what we seeing. And I think God gonna use Coach Prime in this whole situation. Like, I think this whole year he finna get used, man. And probably period. But I think this whole season finna get used. I think it's getting done for more than that, man. And see, you made me, well, this is a side note, but while I was on the cruise, you know, you start talking to people. So I'm talking to the bartender a lot because I got to go buy my sodas from up there. So I'm buying a soda like, because you can buy a soda every 5 minutes. And I ain't want no lemonade no more. So I'm buying a soda like every 5 minutes, right? So I went to ask him a question like, bro, I went to bed late last night and got up early. And you here, did you go home? And he told me that his hours, man, they pretty much working. Listen, y'all think we work as at our jobs, but on the cruise, they working. They working so much, I felt bad for them. I was like, man, this crazy. Like, how can you work all the way to 3 a.m., then come back at like early in the morning? I ain't get that. And it was like they don't take a time off. They just kept going and going and going and going. So, excuse me. So God told me to do something. At least I felt like God told me to do something for him. So I did something. Right after I got off right after I did that, by the time I got home later today, somebody blessed me with God doing something for me. Man, listen, when God tell you to do something, you sure enough better do it. Golly. But yeah, as far as the game, man, I didn't want that man to lose. I Coach Price said, he didn't want to lose that game to hit that presser. I ain't want to lose either. I'm like, Lord, we got to have this. So I said, man, I ain't never prayed this much for a game in my life. I be praying more for games than I ain't even prayed this much for me when I was playing. So I don't know, man. I just don't want him to lose. I say I don't even want to know how it feel to lose. I just want to win all the games. Now, like I've been wanting to win anyways, but I really want to win all the games, man.
Well, I do too, man. I do too. But I gotta say, I think you're on track right now to, become like the official patron saint of college football. With all the praying you've been doing this year.
I know,
Am I right?
Yeah, I be getting it in, man. I be getting it in.
Oh man, I love it. Well, man, let's talk a little bit about overtime and the drives, to end the game. Jimmy kind of had some drops there, at the beginning of the game, but man, put that number 11 on skates to tie the game up.
Yeah.
The Mikey Harrison was showing up. Yeah. How did you feel, man, when overtime started going on? What was going through your mind?
I thought we was finna give them the ball.
Yes.
But when we went out there and we drove down their throat, I'm like, yes. Boy, Mikey Harrison, that boy showed out, boy. That boy got that glue. Hey, he got, Mike, my boy. We was looking for somebody to show up. Mikey showed up. Jimmy came through. Listen, we already knew Jimmy was like that, but Mikey showed up, man. Listen, I'm telling you, Mikey, my dog, I'm ready.
And it was, I don't know if you've seen this, but the Colorado NIL store already dropped T-shirts featuring Michael Harrison's, touchdown celebration and everything like that. So y'all go on the CU website if you want to support Mikey, because remember, he's paying for school right now out of pocket. Are we going to get this man a scholarship, you think, this season? I mean, we got a few open, don't we?
They could give a scholarship, but I don't know, man. He'll have to. One game ain't going to get it. It's a game we need it, but he'll have to probably show out the rest of the season.
Yeah.
He show out the rest of the season, he going to get that scholarship. If he go clutch all the way through, which I know he will, then it's game on. Yeah, it's game on. And I told y'all we was looking for Coach Brew know how to get them tight ends right, because he got Kyle Pitts right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's our Kyle Pitts now. But AKA, that's Mikey Harrison. He got that. Yeah, Mikey certified.
And yeah, he's that guy. And man, I gotta say, it was so satisfying, especially just with what was going on this week. And and all the, campus lit again with all the different shows and celebrities. Again, you had, you had Offset there. You had Lil Wayne driving or leading everybody out onto the field. Gronkowski's there. I mean, everybody in it. With what was going on with kind of all the negativity, some of the cheap shots and the personal fouls. I mean, yeah, that Kamara hit on Shador at the end of the game, man, that was dirty too. But it really did feel good. My opinion, the good guys won, man. That's how I felt.
I did. See, I already told y'all we need that TCU win. We need this Oregon win because everybody waiting on us to fail. we need this win, man, for real.
Mhm.
Like we need it, and we need to start fast, man. Like how we shut TCU down that first drive, and then we came back and scored that hour drive. We need to score, 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 and put it out the range for them, man.
Mhm, mhm. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, and The Rock was there too. Derek Johnson's bringing this up. The
yeah,
Rock was there. We had WWE going on Friday night. I wish I could have made it out there, but, overall an amazing game, and I loved how we rushed the field again, winning this in-state rivalry game. I think everybody's getting so mad about it. We just need to do it regardless, you
yeah.
know?
They are, they are. They not stopping. They doing that every game, and
Yeah.
especially we tap on USC. Woo, you know they hitting that field. You know they
Man.
hitting the field.
Man, I would love that. And I was telling Ryan, a Ducks YouTuber that I just did a show with
Yeah,
just about an hour ago or so.
yeah,
Or I filmed one yesterday with him as well. And I was telling him off camera, I was like, if we end up getting the win in Oregon, you bet the student section they're going to be hopping the fences at Folsom and getting on the field regardless, even if nobody's there. You
yeah.
know,
They
I
coming.
this is just a tangent, but I want to know your thoughts on this too. But I've seen some of this on Twitter saying, act like you've been there before. It's so embarrassing you're rushing the field after these wins. My whole thing now is just if you're mad about the way that we're celebrating, our team's victories and accomplishments, and you're angry about that, maybe you're not cherishing and embracing the moments for your team nearly enough.
Right. My thing is celebrate like a champion. When you get you don't get that moment back. Like I be thinking about the stuff I be recording. If I didn't record it, you probably forget some of the stuff. So with me recording it, you get that memory and you get to
Mhm.
keep it. When them people run out on that field, they gonna always remember that. Matter of fact, when
Mhm.
I was at the Nebraska game and somebody ran out there, it was a dad, I think his wife, and two little girls. And while I was filming, he was talking. So I filmed while they was talking, and the little girls were so happy. Now they might have didn't know what was going on, but the parents did, and the
Mhm.
kids, they gonna always remember that I ran on the field. Hey
Yeah.
mom, they gonna go to school. Miss Johnson, I ran on the field. I was on the field. Me and my parents. So they gonna remember that. And why not? They was 1-11, excuse me, 1-11 last year.
Yeah.
Why not celebrate everything?
Exactly. Exactly. And going into this Oregon game, you've hit on it a little
For
bit
real.
too, this is the opportunity for people to step up, for us to come together even more, with
Right,
Travis being out for a few weeks.
right.
Um, you know, how do we get this victory on Saturday? What needs to happen?
Man, I watched the Oregon game, right? And they
Mhm.
done played 3 games. They blew out a team, Texas Tech, and they beat Hawaii. Only game you could look at is the Texas Tech game. And in the
Yeah.
Texas Tech game, they had ups and downs, but they fought back and won on the away game. So that was good
Mhm.
on their part. Now, the coach is going to pick that thing apart and see exactly what was going on. I know Bo Nix will take off and running if you give it to him, and he going to throw it deep. He ain't scared to throw that thing
Yeah.
deep. So they're going to have to protect the app, shut that run down because them boys going to try to run that ball. And then we got to come out there and do what we do. I want to get that run game established, and I don't know how Coach Prime gonna do. You got Emmitt Smith there, so Emmitt Smith may be telling running backs, "Hey man, all you need is a crack, just bust in there," and you just never know what's gonna happen. But you never know what wisdom he's gonna give them, and then what he
Yeah.
gonna tell the old lineman, like, "Old lineman, just hold it just a little more seconds." So we don't know. But then, like they say, Alto might come back,
Yeah.
Javon Antonio might come back, but we got guys who are already ready. Omarion Miller might shine.
Mhm.
Willie Gaines might shine.
Yeah.
You got the DBs who can come in. Breed Love may shine. So they gonna shine, but they may have their shining moments in this game. So to me, I'm ready. I think if we got, I want to start fast. I don't want to start
Yes.
slow no more. I want to start fast and right out the gate and just dominate, 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 and whoop them. Now I believe the game could be tight all the way, and it's a fight all the way, or we can pull off on them. I hope we pull off on them though.
Man, I really do have a feeling that this is going to be a shootout.
I
Again,
hope not.
I
I
feel
hope.
like Oregon, they're going to provide a great test for us with, some of the things that they do well are some of the areas that we really need to step up, with our
Yeah.
defense. And,
Right.
but we're getting reinforcements coming in.
Yeah.
And again, as long as we got two on the field,
Game
there's,
on.
we're going to be in it. And I think, Alt McCaskill, like you said, man, I cannot wait to see him. Hopefully he helps establish more of this run game. But I also think, when I was watching the game against Colorado State,
Yeah.
obviously we had a lot of longer developing routes and plays, and Shore
Right.
did a great job of navigating the pocket
Right.
most of the time to get
Right.
himself the time, open windows to throw. But with watching the Texas Tech game, it looked like, Oregon was doing a lot of that similar stuff that we've seen Nebraska and CSU do the last couple of weeks,
Right.
where it's rushing 3 or 4,
Yeah.
then you're dropping everybody back,
Yeah.
And maybe what I noticed against CSU is that still the running back, usually Dylan Edwards, coming out of the backfield is usually like the third or fourth read, and sometimes
Right.
he doesn't get there quick enough. So maybe
Right.
we play this passing game out of the backfield with a little bit more intention. I think that might be a way to stress the Oregon defense in a little bit different of a way than what they're expecting.
What I do know is it's conference play. And I know we ain't showed our whole hand yet. We probably ain't gonna show the whole hand, but we gonna start showing something different than we showed in them first 3 games. I can guarantee that.
Oh yeah, and hopefully we see more Mikey Harrison. He provides an element that we busted that out against CSU at the end of the game. They had no answer for him. And I think an offense that features a tight end like him with still the wide receivers that we're rolling out there,
Yeah.
it's going to provide some stress on the defense. And I forgot about this until Ryan mentioned this. Today. We're gonna get to see Nico Reed again, huh?
Yeah. I heard he's starting. Yeah, I heard he's starting. So if he start, he handled business. But y'all know we gonna go for him, or whoever be open. He gonna get it's gonna come his way.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, you think, I've been kind of wondering this every week, when will we see Cormani, everything like that. Do you think we'll see him this week? Do you think they're still kind of getting him ready? What's your read on it?
I can ask and really know, but I just chill and let it be.
Yeah.
I think he, if they played Breedlove and they could have played him, that show you where they going. Yeah. Breedlove was their first option, unless Carter back, but they said Carter's still in the boot. So Breedlove was the first option. So I think he would have to outdo Breedlove all this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday kind of like a walkthrough. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he'll have to outdo Breedlove. Can he do that? I don't know. But he got so much time, so I ain't really worried about Kamani. If he get out there, I know he balled. But if not, I ain't worried about it because he got plenty of time to do what he got to do.
Agreed. I feel like whenever they have him out there, it will be it won't be half measured. It will be with full confidence of saying, "Hey, we need you to take care of this guy. Lock him down, and we're gonna expect you to do that, man." So, man, I know we'll be wrapping up here in just a few minutes. I appreciate you hopping on. So short notice too. It's great, but man, let's have a little fun, man. Who are some X factors, that you'd like to see step up and, make a big play or contribute, to the Buffs getting a win this week?
Man, everybody on that D line and O line. I want and Van Wells might come back and be healthy for this game, maybe, but I'm not sure. I want the O line and D line. I want the O line to make holes so big and the running backs just shoot through there, just boom, boom. And then I want the D line to get back there and get the Bo Nix so much and so fast and crash down on the run and the pass that we just in shock, like, whoa, where this been at all year? That's what I want to happen. Mm-hmm. If that can happen, man, Shedeur gonna do his thing anyway.
Yeah. Most definitely. And that's one thing that I'm kind of keeping an eye out for. Is like, I wonder if we might see a little bit of a shift, maybe. This isn't based off of any information. This is purely just me thinking, but I thought Jack Wiltie had a really good game against TCU,
Jack
and
Will
we haven't seen him since. He played at right guard, and then Landon Beebe's played the last 2 games. But
right.
I'd like to see him, a little bit more. I think our best game protecting Shador was against TCU.
Yeah,
Jack Wiltie played.
they didn't give up the most. He got out of them sacks too.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think so.
that's one.
But man,
Man, we cut them sacks down. It's gonna be game on. If we get
yeah,
the run game truly going, like truly going, where it don't stop, and this our run game, it's a wrap. Because we do them extended plays where they throw them balls to Dylan and stuff like that.
yeah,
But yeah, I
yeah.
want that run game to jump off. Yeah, Juju, Regina, yeah, Juju was balling.
Man, 15 tackles. And, how hard is that to do coming in with just, a week or 2 before the season starts to be
Imagine
performing?
what he
What does
finna do
that
this
take?
game. Imagine what he finna do this game because I know they're gonna be running it because they was running against Texas Tech.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's
But
such a
I
big
do
time.
want to say this: Oregon is very beatable. Don't y'all think? Because they Oregon and they high up in the rankings. They don't want to put us up high in the rankings. They want to see what we do. We can get Oregon. We got the squad to get them.
Hmm. I think so. And again, I think that our defense, it's kind of been a bend but don't break defense right now.
Right.
But man, they have gotten the turnovers when they've needed to.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
defense that generates turnovers, and if they can make Bo Nix a little uncomfortable,
Yeah.
he's been perfect so far in terms of no interceptions. But if we can put the pressure on, and win the turnover battle this time, um, but yeah, we definitely got a shot. I'm not
Yeah.
like people still coming in here saying we're going to lose by 40, 50, 60. That
Yeah.
was with last year's roster.
Right.
Please.
Right. This year, whole new squad. We ready. We got an all-star squad, man. We ready. And them boys gonna be hungry. Hey, DK may shine too. Kennedy, a linebacker. Yeah. And
Man,
Alto, if they give an opportunity.
man. I hope to see Alto. I hope to see a handful of guys like Travis J. That would be
Yeah,
great
Jordan
to
Dump
see
could be
him.
balling.
Brandon Gant, seeing some of the guys that
Yeah.
we've been waiting for a while to step up. And I think, like you said, we haven't shown our full hand yet in these
Because
first 3
we
weeks.
still ain't seen
Yeah.
what Javon Antonio will do.
No, no. And again, like, man, I'm so excited to see who are going to be the guys because we've had our stars play like stars in all of these games so far, but we've also had those less recognized players have
Yeah.
their moments as well. And I can't wait to see, what players step up this week. But man,
Yeah.
I feel like this team right now, they do the best when they are feeling fully doubted, and we knew that was
Right.
going to happen again coming into
Yeah.
conference play. And the pressure is all on Oregon coming into this game.
Right. Because it ain't on us because
No.
we counted out anyways. They already got us blowed out. They said we're gonna get blowed out. So I think when they fought hard against TCU, that was their up and down game. But we done had 3 games straight dog fighting. Ain't no gimmies. So we
Mhm.
know what it feel to be in a dog fight all the way to the Y. They got that one game, they got blowout games and blowout game and a fight game. Man, this finna be their Super Bowl.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, Colin, we'll start wrapping up here. But again, thank you so much for
Appreciate it.
this week's edition of
Yeah,
Story Time. Love it as always. We'll definitely be talking about how the Oregon game wraps up next Monday. But
right.
you're still planning to come out here for the USC game here in a couple
Yeah,
weeks,
we
right?
locked in. I'm locked in for the Oregon and USC. Now I'm finna
Okay.
start getting my mindset on the Arizona State and Stanford game. I'm getting my mindset for them now.
Man, I love it. Well, I think I'll be going to that Arizona game too. Don't
Yeah,
have tickets yet, but that's on my list. But again,
yeah.
appreciate your times. Any last words for our big family watching tonight? 380 people right now live.
Hey, listen, keep that faith. If that game didn't teach you nothing else, no matter if it looked like you about to lose, they done took your best player out. They done did this, that, and the third to you. Have that faith that in your situation, you still gonna get that victory. You still gonna shine. You still gonna do what you need to get that victory in your life as well as whatever you trying to achieve. You got to have that faith. That's all I seen that is. Have that faith that we can win no matter what's going on.
I love it. I believe. Colin, thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate
It
you.
is one. It's one. I'm going to start calling you the patron saint of college football.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's for sure, man. You take us to church every time we hop on,
Got
and
to, got to.
I always appreciate it. So until next time, everybody, make sure you go follow Colin if you have not yet. Link is in the description to his channel. And as always, friends, Sco Buffs.
Appreciate it.